I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's start. Hi everyone. This will be a short, quick video. I just wanted to come on. Want to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays because we are just days away from celebrating Christmas 2020. Today is Wednesday, December the 23rd, which means tomorrow will be Christmas Eve, and then Friday we will be celebrating Christmas with our family. So I wish you and your family a Merry Christmas. I say Happy Holidays, and just practice being safe this Christmas season because we are in a pandemic. Things are different from what we normally are accustomed to and used to celebrating Christmas with our family. So just make sure you wear a mask whenever you're out in public, or if you have large gatherings like with family and friends, that you just practice using cautions, practice being more protocol to washing your hands, hand sanitizer. Try not to be in large gatherings if possible. Wear masks is very important if you're in large groups, whether that's inside or outside. If you are with large groups, please adhere to wearing your face mask. So again, just saying Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and hoping that you just utilize that we got to be more cautious and practice using social distancing and wearing our masks this Christmas and holiday season. I wanted to do a quick video because what seems to be the topic or trending conversation now is about the Senate and the House had came up with giving all us American citizens a $600, another stimulus check, I guess you could say. It's supposed to be in regards to us still being in the pandemic. Coronavirus is supposed to be a COVID release. Don't get me wrong, as that old saying, something is better than nothing. That is very, very true. Something is better than nothing. But $600 to the American people, that is an insult. Congress sits in Congress because of you and me. You and me. The House of Representatives, senators, and representatives, they are our congressmen and women because of you and me. But yet they want to give you and me $600. Well, yesterday, the current president for 28 more days came on and he gave his little speech about the Democrats. Is always the Democrats' fault. When the Republican speaks, it's the Democrats' fault. But I wasn't pleased with either side, Republican or Democrats, because that's an insult. I know Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, said she would have liked for it to have been more, but that, $600 is significant. That's her opinion, and she's entitled to her opinion. But we all know $600, one, is not enough. Two, it is not significant for the American people. My thing, one of them, Nancy, Chuck, any of the Democrats, Republicans, Mitch, Lindsey, any of them, you all try living off of $600 one time and see how that's significant for you and your household. The senators make $174,000. That's their salaries, but they want to give $600. But Trump has came on and he's did his little thing again, insinuated that it's the Democrats' fault that only $600 was put in the package. And he has threatened to veto this bill if they don't go back, do an amendment, and make it $2,000. So basically, he's asking for $1,400 more. Now that I have to give kudos to Trump, because that would be significant. $2,000 for every American citizen, and as he said, for a couple, mean like a husband and wife, $4,000. That is significant, and for that, I would even say thank you, Mr. Donald J. Trump, because that would help. It would help for a month, and then we're going back to trying to survive the struggling process that we, the average and the poor, struggling Americans do every day of our lives, trying to make ends meet. using what we have to the best of our abilities. These rich senators, House of Representatives, congressmen and women, president, rich people, millionaires, billionaires, they know nothing about struggle. They're out of touch. They're out of touch. I want to play what Trump said. I'm also going to play a video that the ignorant Rand Paul said. I do not care for that man. He got such a very ugly attitude, disposition about himself. He is not someone that I like. But I'm going to play the video that Trump says. Maybe start it over. Okay.
Throughout the summer, Democrats cruelly blocked COVID relief legislation in an effort to advance their extreme left-wing agenda and influence the election. Then, a few months ago, Congress started negotiations on a new package to get urgently needed help to the American people. It's taken forever. However, the bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. For example, among the more than 5,000 pages in this bill, which nobody in Congress has read because of its length and complexity, it's called the COVID Relief Bill, but it has almost nothing to do with COVID. This bill contains $85.5 million for assistance to Cambodia, $134 million to Burma, $1.3 billion for Egypt and the Egyptian military, which will go out and buy almost exclusively Russian military equipment, $25 million for democracy and gender programs in Pakistan, $505 million to Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama, $40 million for the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., which is not even open for business, $1 billion for the Smithsonian, and an additional $154 million for the National Gallery of Art. Likewise, these facilities are essentially not open. $7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico, a provision to promote the breeding of fish in federal hatcheries, $3 million in poultry production technology, $2 million to research the impact of down trees, $566 million for construction projects at the FBI. The bill also allows stimulus checks for the family members of illegal aliens, allowing them to get up to $1,800 each. This is far more than the Americans are given. Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. They were only given a deduction for others to use in business their restaurant for 2 years. This 2-year period must be withdrawn, which will allow the owners to obtain financing and get their restaurants back in condition. Congress can terminate it at a much later date, but 2 years is not acceptable. It's not enough. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me, and we will get it done. Thank you very much.
Okay. Some of it was comical. If they don't basically give a sufficient new amendment to a bill, COVID relief. He said he would basically veto it or the next administration, and he did insert it may be him. So that was kind of comical. It was ridiculous. I agree. $600 was ridiculous, but at the same time, to us, the American people, 600 is better than nothing. Because many families don't have anything. We are 2 days away. Today is Wednesday. Christmas is Friday. We are 2 days away from Christmas. And many families may not be able to celebrate Christmas. Many parents may not be able to give their children or the child not even one Christmas gift. Won't be able to have Christmas dinner. So there's much to be thankful for always, every day. We should always be thankful. We should always be grateful. But at the same time, we deserve better. We deserve more because we are the American people. We are sad that we live in the country, the United States, which is the richest country in the world. And I know some have said, well, at one point in time we're not now. But I see in that clip video that I played for you was from Twitter. I found that on Twitter, so that's the source of that clip. But it's a gentleman that I follow on Twitter. His name is Robert Rich. He pretty much tweets just about every day that you can't say that they can afford to give us, the American people, a stimulus check. They spend $200,000 a day at the Pentagon. I will repeat, $200,000 a day. A day means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because I'm sure Saturday and Sunday is included too. We're talking about the Pentagon. But $200,000 a day. See, the rich keep getting rich. They're going to take care of them. All these, like, the mega churches, like Joel Osteen, that got the big tax break and the bailout when they did the first stimulus check back in the summer, and where we only got $1,200, the American people, but they got millions. Excuse me. It's not fair, but this is what we deal with every day. That's why we have to be diligent in what is going on. We have to be up to date, and we have to speak and make our voices heard, because they don't really truly care about us. We only is even thought about is when it's election time. The American people. But look what they do. They are not true representation. I agree with AOC when she said we need new leadership. She said the Democratic Party. I say both, Democratic and Republican, because you got people that has been in the Congress and House of Representatives years. They have come so complacent. That's why Mitch does what he does, or what he don't do, which is represent us, the American people. But why did Kentucky send him back? I have no idea. It's like I'm still trying to figure out why that Governor Brian Kemp in Georgia put a millionaire, Kelly Loeffler, appointed her to be a senator. She's out of touch. All of them are, because they done got complacent, because they're rich. They don't have to worry. They don't have to struggle. They got the best medical care. Look at how the Congress is getting the vaccine. Essential workers and things, nursing homes, many of them have not got, but you got Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, with his quoted scripture, hypocritical self. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Marco Rubio. Deal with it. Anybody can quote a scripture. Because you say you this and because you say you that, because you say you, per se, Christian, you don't exemplify. Because God is love to everyone. He said, suffer to have the little children come unto me. But many of y'all is okay with kids being locked up in cages. Kids still haven't been reconnected with their families, and may not ever. And they will forever be scarred by this tremendous, inhumane treatment, life, environment that they've had to endure, being separated, locked in a freaking cage. That you're a Christian. You can claim yourself. It's okay. Because you say it, don't make you one. It's your actions. God is love. Love is an action word. Because you say I love you, and if you don't exemplify I love you, it's vanity. It's just words coming out your mouth. And I don't agree with us, the American people, the United States, taking care of all these foreign entities. You know, he says called a COVID relief bill, but yet is really taking care of other countries, giving money to. Why we want to give money to other countries when we are in a freaking pandemic? Somebody help me understand. It makes no sense. So with that, I can't believe I'm saying I can agree with Trump. Charity starts at home and spreads abroad. That's biblical. Charity starts at home and spreads abroad. You must take care of your own first. Who's your own? Us. We, the American people, every citizen of the United States. It's another clip I want to also play. Like I said, this is the ridiculous Rand Paul. Oh, I don't like that man. He was on, of course, Fox News, and he gave this idiotic response saying that the American people don't want any money, don't need any money. Where is he living? Where is he living? Okay, let's listen to, and this is again from a clip from a tweet on Twitter. It's the source.
I think there are a lot of things. I think giving money, though, to people who are already working. Look, my kids are working and don't need a check. They're not rich, but they don't need a check. And most working Americans don't need a check right now. It's a really foolish, egg-headed, left-wing socialist idea to pass out free money to people. I think there are a lot of things. I think giving money, though, to people who are already working. Look, my kids are working and don't need a check. They're not rich, but they don't need a check. And most working Americans don't need a check right now. It's a really foolish, egg-headed, left-wing socialist idea to pass out free money to people.
So, of all the things he gonna say, he pointed out something about himself. Egghead. You're the egghead, Rob Pan. Rand Paul, you're the egghead. Let's be clear there. Okay, your kids may not need a check, and they are rich because you are rich. And so therefore, I'm sure you making sure you're taking care of them. They may have a job, but we are in a freaking pandemic. Been in a pandemic since March. We're about to go into a year because this is December. So we're about to enter into a freaking year of being in a pandemic, which many Americans are out of work. Many Americans cannot feed their families. Many Americans 2 days from now cannot have Christmas for their children. You want to say there's no need and people don't want it. Well, you are a lie, sir. You are a freaking liar. We need help. We need relief. And we need people in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, to actually care about us. We implore you, whether you acknowledge it or not, we are your employer. Because you work for us, but you only really work for yourselves to make sure your pockets, your bank accounts are continuing to be fat. You don't have to worry about medical care. You have a job. So you can keep that egghead. And as you can see, that really, I don't like stuff like that. One is ignorance. Two, it lets me know just how out of touch, and most of all, you just don't give a damn. You just don't give a damn. You don't care about nobody but yourself, your household, your family, your friends, your bank account. So I do hope that this bill, this COVID bill relief, whatever it's called, it says several hundred pages, I believe 500 pages or maybe even more. Trump even said many people in the Senate and people have not actually read the entire bill because of the inflated number of pages. So that just lets you know who knows what's in it or it's just I can't right now. I just can't even grasp it. But I do know we the American people deserves better. We deserve more. And we need to be at the forefront of everything that goes on in our United States government, in our Congress, from our congressmen and women. And that's from the House and our senators. Because we implore you. And not just the rich, but all people. Rich, poor, regardless of your gender, regardless of your color, your race, your religious views, your ethnicity, and all of that. We are all important. We are all valuable human beings. So I hope this bill gets passed. I do hope that we can at least get $2,000. And as he said, for couples, $4,000. That would be a tremendous help. And I would be most grateful. I'm not working. I'm unemployed. And I have a master's degree. I'm an educated black woman. Know this, believe this. I'm an educated black woman, but I don't have a job. Haven't worked since March. And it's just so much. But God is in control. No matter what, God is in control. God has the last say. So that's why, I'm like, $600. Yes, God. Yes, Lord, I'm thankful. But I'm knowing that's not enough. That's not enough for me or anyone else. But yes, Lord, I'm thankful. So when I saw this with Trump, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, wait, is this real? I'm like, what's his reason? I even put that out there. Let me read that real quick. I'm like, do you think this is a ploy, hidden agenda, or hidden motives? We know he can't be trusted. But it was said that he wanted to give $1,200, but Mitch McConnell talked him out of it. I had read that somewhere right before the election that he had wanted to give another $1,200 out. And I guess that was his way of trying to do what he can to endorse votes, make sure people would vote. Because, hey, if I give you another $1,200, you might vote for me. And now I'm like, okay, he's saying $2,000 to every American and $4,000 for a couple. That's a $1,400 increase from what they had basically put in the bill and agreed upon, $600, and even from the $1,200 to go up, to $2,000. That's great. That's great. Of course, it's been said other countries. I can't right now. I don't have it in front of me. I have to go back and research. But other countries have been giving $2,000 a month to their citizens. Every other country has been giving money to their citizens all since this pandemic. They are making sure that their citizens have been taken care of. And we've only gotten $1,200 some, and everybody haven't, So we just need better. If we can get everybody to truly, genuinely have empathy and compassion and concern for their fellow man, what a better world we would actually truly live in. If we could get everyone to exemplify love to everyone, regardless of who you are, regardless if you have a status quo or not, regardless if you're famous or known name or not, just be respectful, kind, sincere, loving, empathy, compassion. I don't think it's too much to ask. I really, really don't. In fact, I know it's not. It's not too much to ask. So I hope that's what we're 2 days away from Christmas. We're in the Christmas season, the holiday season. We're in a pandemic. So much is going on. Let's just strive to do better, to be better, to one to another. Wishing you and your family a very merry, happy, safe Christmas and a very happy holiday season as we're winding down, ending the year of 2020. Please like, please share, please feel free to comment, leave me some positive feedback, because I can only grow this platform with you, and you are appreciated. I am Lamarsha Lewis. Let's talk.